Yeah. Oh man. All right. So let me start off this way because I'm gonna get to my show at He's Not later. Let's talk about this game. And not really the game because I didn't watch it. I didn't get to see it. I pretty much had to refresh my computer and just be like, okay, what's the score now? You know, because I was doing other things also at the time. Okay, where to begin? All right, so the final was 1-0 in favor of Florida State Seminoles. Congratulations on the win. You know, and gosh, man, it's a heartbreak almost. You know, not almost, it is, because you know, it sucks anytime you get all the way to the end. They just get the best of it. And, you know, I don't know what kind of season they really had. I mean, it looked like they had a pretty good season. I looked at their schedule. I looked at their number of goals they scored per game. And I looked at hours. It was pretty similar. I mean, games, it looked like that we were probably supposed to win. We won pretty good. But it looked like, man, a lot of close games. Like 1-0, 2-0 on both sides. So I'm saying that to kind of get a gauge, not knowing anything about the other coach, the other coach's style. You know, I'm trying to get a gauge of what kind of style he plays based on, I guess, similar schedules to ours, kind of. You know what I mean? They got to play some good people in order to be good until the end. So it looked pretty even. But man, you know, it looks like we were getting better, you know. And anytime you get a player, you know, that goes down who's like a pretty good player, it adds an extra wrinkle. And it's not like these players haven't played together in different times on the field, you know, of play. You know, it's like also a psychological thing. You know, like one of your main players goes down, and yeah, we know we can win with everybody that we have. You know, we can do it, but it's just that extra thing. Okay, you're talking about last week. They win in PKs, right? So that means they had to go a long game. Okay, so that gives you some kind of experience saying, okay, yeah, we can win coming back, and we can win, you know, in the final minutes. You know, PKs, that's about as final as you can get. And then you had what was it, 100 and some minute game, and when you get to that point, I think the substitutions they always change, but you know, sometimes there's an issue with, you know, who you can sub and how often you can sub, and you can bring people in and you can't bring them back out, you know, that kind of thing. So that's in play. So you have to be smart with the subs. You got to be smart with like who you have on the field at certain times. you know. So I'm just saying, like, these are all things that you gotta consider. But you just had a game that was like 100 and some minutes, double overtime. And you're down, and goodness, not to take anything away, man, but that is tough. That is hard. That is difficult, dude. And they just handled it so well. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Gosh. I mean, can you imagine? You go in a #1 seed. All right, now, I mean, you got to also be impressed by, the fact that I think I read somewhere that UCLA hadn't lost in like so many games or whatever, and Florida State, took them down. So, they like, don't cry for me, Argentina. You know what I'm saying? We had a tough, through too. Just keeping it 100 as they, or 1,000. What do they say nowadays? So you got that, and you gotta. And so you're looking at your team, and you gotta be like, okay, look, we're here again. It can happen. I know you're tired. Everybody's tired right now. And really and truly, like, if you're the other team, that, like, whatever team you are, you're hoping. That's one of the things that you hope. Really, that's that. I mean, if you're any team and you're in a Final Four situation, the main thing you're hoping is an overtime with the team right before they play you. Why? I mean, because that means you have more minutes on your it's like a, like anything, you got more time. That's a little bit more wear and tear, especially if you got to go again in a short amount of time. So, like I said, man, these ladies, you gotta. I've seen it. These women go out there and they're just, like, I'm talking about just like fitness. Fitness days are just like not fun for anybody. I mean, you got a few of them out there that's just like, yeah, let's do some fitness. This is where I get to shine, All right, you got me on that, tap, you nutmeg me, but I'm gonna whip your ass on these 120s. Everybody's got their thing. But man, you work so hard, and just the way they handle themselves, and it really threw me off last night. I'm gonna move into the thing that he's not, because we had a steady night, but it wasn't busy, and I'm just thinking, like, who knows, right? And then a few of the seniors came in, and I'm trying to think, what do you say that hasn't already been said? I don't want to, it's almost like, you hear it from everywhere, and then everywhere you go, you got to hear some more. So I didn't say anything. I mean, what do you say? Everybody knows what's up. Who's in the know? And thanks to my homeboy Chris, he gave him a shout out, because I kind of was shook. I was like, I mean, who deserves anything? You know what I'm saying? Who deserves anything? I mean, I remember the first time when we lost to Notre Dame. It was like an own goal, from one of the, she was trying to hit it up, but her head didn't get high enough, and it just skidded over her head, and then like off her head, and just over um, goalkeeper's hands into the corner, and that was all it took. And that was like, I don't know if it was like it felt it, but at the time it kind of felt like the end of something in a sense. Not because, you know, it just was like, oh man, I mean, and I remember like the tears, you know. And those ladies felt like they, you know, kind of let the program, but you can't look at it like that, dude. Like you put your best in there, and you're the only person who knows if you did or didn't. And look, and any competitive person is going to think, I could have done this or I could have done that. They usually tend to put more on themselves. And you talk about women. I mean, women can be really tough on themselves. You know, men too. Well, men like me. And I remember like going into the hut. Right, it was a hut back then. It wasn't the castle. And I remember Brian Buckner. He's on the men's team at that time. He's standing out there with this big smile on his face. He's like, you know, if you know Buck, you know a smile, right? And in that moment, I was just like, oh man, you really have to put things in perspective. You know, they put their heart into it, and you know, something happened, and you know, there was a result, and you got to move on and get better. That's it. And we did. But you already know that. But anyway, back to my show. So they came in, and I was just like, and then I was faced with, hey, I want to get my people up to sing because they deserve it. And then you got other people who's like, oh, my name's on the thing next. You say, yeah, I know, but you know, this is my thing. And that leads me to the what I'm talking about is I need the flexibility to be able to do what I do because I'm a professional, you know? I mean, if you want you at all costs, with the way you want it, how do you know it's not taken away from the show? You know? That's why I, as the professional, needs the wiggle room to do what I do, the way I want to do it, and just, you know, I think people should ask me about it, but I think people should also understand that, you know, because let's say you get your song in right. I'm not saying your song sucks, but it's, you know, at certain times, certain songs take away from the mood and the vibe that I'm trying to go for. And there's a time for those songs, and there's a time for those people too. But there's also a time for what I want, you know, to happen, because it adds. I know it adds to the show, but you know, sometimes people get mad and be like, "Oh, I'm leaving." All right, go ahead, go. Do your thing, dude. I got you. You know, so if I want to put my, you know, my soccer team up, you know, or you know, my lovely field hockey, my, you know, swimmers, divers, or my fraternity guys, or whoever I want to put up, my grad students, You know, if I want to put somebody up, I need that what, poetic license to do what I do. So yeah. But like I said, I was thrown off my game a little bit because I was kind of like, okay, I don't know what to do over here. And you know, that's life, man. That's part of, I mean, I'm not going to put it on the level, you know, but, you know, sometimes life throws, you know, be throwing rocks at you. You got to bob and weave, and you still got to kind of move ahead at the same time. You know, it's crazy. So, you know, don't hold your head too long. I'm gonna do better next week. But anyway, thank y'all for listening to me this long, listening to the D-Train Babble, the Donnie Babble, the Don Trez Babbliciousness. Take care, be good, and if it's drink time, just be responsible.